Good morning. I'm going to try another installment of this. Um, Pointing the camera away from me because I wanted to show some other stuff, and I've proven to be really inept at pointing the camera, trying to move the camera, the selfie camera, from my face to show other stuff, and switching away from vertical video because well, in general, vertical video is just awful. Although, so many people watching on smartphones prefer vertical video. But anyway, that's a much hammered debate that I don't really need to dive into. It's no secret that I don't like vertical video, but begrudgingly, I do have to admit there is a time and place for it, and I do feel like my other vlogs were appropriate for the format, or I wouldn't have done them that way. Anyway, so what you see in front of me here in this bag doesn't look like much, but it's a big part of what yesterday was. So I feel like my mental stability is finally coming back. So I'm kind of going about my life. I think I mentioned in my last vlog that I got my stimulus, so at least the immediate threat of losing my home is gone. Which doesn't mean I'm going to be stop trying to pump on my income and get myself financially viable and stable again, because I need to do that not only for myself but for my kids. But and I'm it doesn't mean, but I'm back to doing Dan stuff. So yesterday was quite the day. I did mention in the last vlog about my pills, and I kind of decided what to do, since obviously getting a hold of my doctor and asking her advice isn't really feasible. Was as soon as I got home, which actually ended up being the second time I got home, because the first time I got home, I just wasn't thinking about taking pills. It's not something that's very on my mind, and it's certainly on my mind more now than normal. I ended up, this is the paper that I wrote down how I'm supposed to take them, and where I'm actually, the person who's filling this role of my case manager, while my case manager is going through her own medical ordeal, she wrote that down. I've got one tablet at 9 p.m. until Thursday. Shit, today is Thursday. And Thursday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Anyway, I've kind of interpreted that to every 24 hours until after you've had 3, and then every 12 hours thereafter. So I took my first one Monday at 9 p.m. It says Wednesday, April 6th. That should say 7th. Anyway, it ended up being 4 p.m. by the time I remembered to do it. So I'm going to attempt to do it again today at 4 p.m. And then I think at that point, it'll be at 4 a.m., 4 p.m., 4 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m. But I think at some point I'm going to either be asleep when 4 o'clock rolls around, or I'm going to be away from my pills. Part of me thinks maybe I should keep them in my car, but I think the heat. I think the heat they'd be exposed to in my car is bad for the medication. Anyway, I wasn't starting this one to talk about medication. I was starting this one. Ooh, look, my hands. I was starting this one to talk about this bag of discs, but it occurred to me that basically what I'm doing with this vlog is trying to keep my thoughts straight and my days straight and document what all has been happening with me. So let's see. I left off yesterday morning. I was at the park that I've since forgot the name of, but I did put it in the comments, because I did, as I said, I did remember to look it up and put it in the, not only in the comments, but in the location. For those who don't really pay attention to the details on a YouTube video, you can tag them all with a location, and I tagged it with the name of the park. So, but I probably forgot the name of that park that I'm so fond of. But I hear something. I need to not be distracted by that. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, so I went Did a lot yesterday, more than I can describe everything, but I did manage to go see my daughter in the hospital, and that's good. I spoke with her attorney. Um, it's I wish when she told me she was having some mental health issues, and I told her, yeah, so am I. We should sit down and have lunch. I wish she would have decided that that was really a good idea to do, because one thing I've learned from the mental health system is you've got to, it can help you, but it can also hurt you, and you need to kind of be cognizant of that, even when you're at your worst mentally, so that it doesn't end up being a jail, a functional jail sentence due to lack of instability, and then put you in a system that many people will hold against you. Um, and something her attorney pointed out is like when say cops run your plates or pull you over and run your ID, if you're on court ordered treatment, that pops up, and there are a lot of negative connotations to people. Cops just immediately treat that as a negative thing if that shows up on any kind of background check. Employers or whatever, it's just looked upon, regardless of the fact that it's something you're doing to try to help yourself. It's looked upon negatively. So if you can be getting mental health services on a voluntary basis, such as I am, anyway, I feel really bad that Allison is going through this, but I guess she had to learn the hard way rather than having dinner with her crazy old dad and being told about his problems and misadventures. But I'll go see her again today, and I have to agree with her lawyer. It's probably best that I not be a witness at her hearing. I do want to be present, though, and just to see what happens and have a better understanding of it, because I know things always seem to change in the documentation of hearings compared to what actually transpired. I want to talk about this bag because that's what's in frame, but obviously what's going on with Allison is a bigger deal. Let's see what else made it to... Priscilla's going to be coming back soon, and I don't really feel comfortable doing this when she's in my space. I want to make sure I stop this before she thinks I'm having a video call with somebody else that I'm trying to see behind her back, which is just silly because, I don't know. I'm not even going to go off on that, but it's, yeah. She's already been told how unsatisfied I am, so nothing should really surprise her at this point. And, maybe if she did less things like that, I would be less searching elsewhere for that. Anyway, where was I? I digressed big time. Okay, so also yesterday I went to Walmart and got paper towels and glass cleaner, which I'm sure I have here at this apartment, but it's just such a flipping mess that I can't really find it. And I just really needed to do that while I was in Mesa waiting for the hospital to open so I could drop off the care package for Allison. So I finally cleaned my windows, like more than just squeegeeing the outside at the gas station. I cleaned the insides and out perfectly, and remarkably it's remarkable how much better I can see through my windshield now. It got to the point there was such a film on the inside of the windshield that when I was driving into the sun, it was very hard to see, and it was on the inside of the windshield. It wasn't on the outside, and that I almost feel like that car has always been like that since I bought it, and I feel like that film was maybe from the previous owner smoking in the car. I don't think smokers realize how nasty their habit is to people who don't smoke, and just how that smoke goes somewhere and it just dirties everything. But I guess I'll find out, if that film returns, then it's something coming from inside my car, some kind of an emission from, gaseous emission from inside the car. But if it stays clean, then yeah, probably previous driver was a Ubers owner was a smoker. But it's kind of exciting having all. I cleaned all the chrome trim on it and a bunch of the other trim on it, and the car looks something that I couldn't find an hour to spend on. I'm really glad I finally did it, and it certainly made the rest of my day more pleasant and has made driving more pleasant. See, after that, dropped off the care package for Allison, and then went. Oh, Priscilla's here. I guess I'll continue this later, and you'll all find out about these things later. They're exciting. Bye-bye.